The journey of the noble Narble. Far below the ocean waves, a Narble lay in bed. All night long his Narble dreams kept swimming in his head. He dreamt a dream of swimming up to see the sky above, lit up by the sun in colors he just knew he'd love. But Narvals never swam that high, their fins were much too small. Their tails were thin and floppy, which didn't help at all. This narwhal liked his fins and had no problem with his tail. So when he woke, he knew that he just wouldn't fail. I'm swimming up above the waves to see the sky of blue. I've never seen it even once, and now it's time I do. But the other narwhals warned him that he shouldn't swim so high, as did the Blyfish family that always swam close by. No narwhals ever swam that high. It simply isn't done. A Blyfish must just make the trip, but we know you're not one. Narwhals don't have flappers like all us Blyfish do. You don't even have coggers like the swimming gungaloo. But the narwhal didn't listen, and he left his friends behind. No silly Blyfish family could ever change his mind. He swam up past the boulders made of spongy gishy gosh, and flew right by the herd of floating, feeding people posh. His friends were getting tired, but he knew he couldn't stop, so he kept swimming faster, trying hard to reach the top. Just then, a hungry Warkle blocked the narwhal with his fin. He grabbed him by his tail and brought him right up to his chin. I've never had a narwhal. This would be a tasty treat, but you're munched too thin and tiny for big old me to eat. So the narwhal just kept swimming and didn't dare to stop until he heard the sound of a great big bubble pop. He turned around to see that he was in a bit of trouble. The sound he heard was that of a silver subble. The narwhal tried to hide somewhere that he could safely stay, but the subble saw him and was headed right his way. Oh, Mr. Subble, please don't eat me up for lunch. I'll bring you yummy plant instead for you to sit and munch. I've never seen a narwhal try to swim this high before. Was it little fishy that you're up here looking for? If I could see the sky just once, I'd be a happy fish. To do one flip above the waves, it would be my only wish. Well, sorry, silly Narble, but I cannot just let you go. It's supple hour dinner time. You shouldn't have stayed below. The Narble cowered back in fear and shook from fin to fin. But then he saw a school of fish called Shiny Glimmy Glyn. The Glimmy Glyn swam right past the supple face, and the Narble grabbed a glimmy fin and quickly left that place. The noble swam up higher still until he saw some light. He knew it had to be the sun. And oh, was it a sight! Close by, a blink was sleeping. Lying on his back, he rubbed his giant belly as he dreamed about a snack. The normal smiled happily and set his fins a swimming, but he didn't see the plink wake up, for he was busy grinning. The normal almost made it to the surface of the sea, but the blink jumped down and swallowed him as if he were a pea. The normal sat inside the blink and started softly crying. He never made it out, so was there any point in trying? But the normal knew he'd come too close to quit and give up now. There must be some way out here. There's got to be somehow. So the narwhal swam around inside, trying very hard to think, and while he did, his fluffy tail was tickling the plank. The plank was very ticklish, and he couldn't hold it in. He tried to cover up his laugh, but his giant plankish fin. But his mouth was open, long enough for the narwhal to swim free. He swam so fast the hungry plank did not have time to see. Far above the ocean floor, above the narwhal's homes, above the Blyfish families and dancing water gnomes, above the swimming gungaloo in slimy dandelion. A narwhal flipped out of the waves and smiled at the sun. Finally, yes! The end.